Hello! In this video I'm going to show you how to make the Mystery Beast. Well, this is the first of 3 videos, and in the first one I'm going to show you how to do the body for the Mystery Beast. So the Mystery Beast, as you can see from this image right here, is an animal that we don't know exactly what it is. So when you do this, you're basically making 3 parts. You're making the body, the legs, and something else to add on to it. This would be a very sort of the minimal what you would do. I mean, you can make more complicated ones, but for something simple, this is all that's really needed. When you're making your drawing in Inkscape, you're going to draw shapes like this, and when the laser cuts it out, it'll be shapes like this, and then you just, with these little grooves here, you would notch them together, and then it would all become a 3-dimensional object like this. Okay, let's start. You go to your Inkscape, and once you open up the template file, it'll be called Mystery Beast Template File. You'll save the beast with your own name and just save it onto your desktop for now. And the template file has the drawing space right here that is going to be the same size as the wood that you're using in the laser cutter. So anything you draw on here will fit on the wood in the laser cutter. These red dashes off to the side, we use those later on, and I'll show you in another video what we use those for. For now, we're just going to draw the body. Your animal doesn't have to look like any other animal. For this, we just want to draw a side view of an animal's body. If you're having a hard time trying to think of that, just think of the silhouettes of different animals' bodies and go, oh, maybe I'll do something like kind of tall with a long neck, or low and wide, or something like a kangaroo type thing. It's also okay, you know, to start by drawing an animal that you know, and then just sort of edit it a little bit so that it's something crazy or wild or different. The drawing tool that you're going to use for this is the freehand draw tool, which is the one on the side here, which is the picture of a pencil. Now, if you click onto there, the template file should be set up, have a smooth setting of 40, and if not, if this doesn't say 40 on your drawing, then you want to change that to be 40. And you want to click the first drawing mode there. Okay, so this is fairly simple. You left click and hold the left click down as you drag the cursor around, and we want to make a circular shape. So we want to end right back where we started. So I'm just going to go something crazy here. I'm going to start on the top of a head of some sort, and I'm just using, just dragging along with my mouse, and I'll do like a pointy tail thing, and I'll come right down like this, and I'll go like this, and you want to end up in that square where you started, and that square where you started will turn red, and that means I'm right back where I started. Then I can release my hold on it. Okay, after this, you can click the select button and drag this around to wherever you want it to be. You can also scale it, make it wider, or shorter or taller, or whatever you want to do. But you also might want to, and most likely will want to, change some of the lines that you drew, or make it a little bit wider, or say I want to make it a little bit smoother here. So in this case, we are going to go to this tool right here for editing lines, and I'll click onto there, and then I'll click onto there. And when you do that, what you see are these little squares on the lines, and those squares are called nodes. They're just randomly placed along the line, and how many nodes there are depends on how smooth that setting was when we first started drawing the lines. Okay, so if you want to change the lines, you can just click onto the line anywhere. Left click and just drag the line, and it will move the line between the nodes that you clicked on. So I'm clicking on this line between this node and this node, so it moves the lines there. And I can do that here if I want this like this, or this like this, or whatever I want to do. Now I can also click onto a node itself right here. And when I do that, you will notice that the node gets highlighted in a dark blue color, and it also has these other lines coming off with circles on the ends. And those things are called handles. And what a handle does is when you click and hold on the handle and move it around, it moves the lines around the node, like so. It also puts handles on the nodes on either side of the node that you selected. And these handles, you can push them in and make them shorter, or stretch them out and make them longer. And it's hard to explain exactly, but once you start playing with it, you do get a feel for it. And it can become a little bit mesmerizing as you sort of start moving these things. And also, if you click onto a node, you can move the node itself, like that. Okay, so I'm going to do this and that. And let's say I don't want that bump in there, so I'm going to grab onto this handle and push it in like that. A couple other things you'll notice with this node as I'm moving it, when I grab onto the handle, it moves the handles on both sides. If I were to click onto this little button there, that would make this node a corner. So I click onto there, and now when I move the handle here, I'm only moving the handle on one side. So let's say, for example, this one here, I might want it rounded off. So I'm going to click on this one here where it's smooth on both sides again. But let's say this one here, I want it to be a little sharper, so I'm going to drag it out and drag it up and come down like this. And this one here, I'm going to move it in like this, and maybe go like that. There we go. Okay, so there's my Mystery Beast, and I don't know what it is. That's why it's called a Mystery Beast. Now, if you have too many nodes, you can select a node, just click onto it, and go over here and hit the minus sign, and that deletes the node. So if you want something to be a little bit smoother, if there's too many nodes, like say I wanted it to be a little bit smoother around here, I could just get rid of that node by subtracting it, and that just smooths out the line between the two nodes that are left there. Also, if I wanted to do some more editing in here, and I wanted to put a node in there, I would select on the first node, then I would hold Shift down and select on the second node, and now I've got two nodes selected, and I would hit the Add button, and that puts a new node right in the middle of the two that were selected. Okay, so that's the body. Important points again, when you first draw it, you have to end up right back where you started, and then you click the Edit button here, and that will help you to start moving the line around and getting it to be exactly the way you wanted it to be. And that's it for now.